Hello everybody and welcome back to your new learning journey work for this week. Now last week we looked at imagery and we started our book The Hobbit, and we looked at imagery in The Hobbit and how we might employ imagery in our own writing, and we talked about the five senses and figurative language and how we can really use those different writing techniques to create a really vivid picture in our minds. Now today in Learning Journey, we're going to create an empathy map because we want to create a better understanding of our characters, their feelings, what they see, what they hear, what they say and do, and how this contributes to the story. So describing our characters often really contributes to a story. Before we start this learning today, though, you need to go and do your reading lesson for this week, because we're going to read the start of chapter 2 in our reading lesson, and this will help you understand why Bilbo Baggins decides to take on the challenge. So please, if you haven't read your reading or done your reading today, can you please stop this video and go do your reading now? If you have, we're going to start our learning journey. Now, today our learning objective is, can I use an empathy map to develop a better understanding of why Bilbo Baggins decided to take on the challenge to steal back the lost treasure? Now, I know lots of us have done empathy maps before, so this should not be new to us. We have all done them before. And an empathy map is something we use to discuss a character and to elaborate on who that character is, what they do, what they say, what they hear, what they see, and how this affects them. So today we're looking at an empathy map for our main character, the protagonist, Bilbo Baggins. And before we start doing each section, I want us to draw out our empathy map. So at the top we have a section, and in that section is our title. So this top section here, we have our title, which is empathy map. And then you need to put Bilbo Baggins in the middle of your box and split it into 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you haven't done that yet, can you please pause the video and copy down your empathy map? Now that you've done this, we're going to explore all 4 sections. So section 1 is, what does Bilbo think and feel? And to help you with that, I've put up some questions at the side which could really help you. So what does Bilbo think and feel? Well, what is important to him? What does he think about? What are his dreams and aspirations, and how have his parents affected his thinking? So, if I'm thinking about Bilbo as a character, well, what is important to him? We know that he loves food and comfort. We also know that he likes reading, and that actually he's got a vivid imagination. So, on one hand, he might not want to go on adventures because he likes his own home and he likes being comfortable. But on the others, he really has a vivid imagination and he reads far off tales. So that's just two sides of him that might really make him either go to steal the treasure or not go. Also, what does he think about? What are his dreams and aspirations, and how have his parents affected his thinking? So to fill in this first section, think about those 4 questions, and then can we fill in that first section? Now that you've done that, we're going to go on to our next question. What does he hear? So what do others say that affects him? How is he influenced by what he hears? What does he hear that changes his mind? And what new information does he find out? So again, with here, what do people say to him that really, or, what do the dwarves and Gandalf say to him that affects him? He loves their stories and he really is enchanted by their songs, and this makes him want to go on the adventures. On the other hand, when he finds out more about the fact he's got to fight a fire-breathing dragon, he's really scared. So again, both those ways. In one way, he's affected by what he hears, and it makes him want to go on the adventure because he's entranced by those stories. On the other way, he doesn't want to go on the adventure because he's scared. So there's 2 ways there that almost Bilbo Baggins is very affected by what he hears in the first chapter and a half. Now, can you fill out that section? Now we're going to go on to, what does he see? Well, how is he influenced by the actions of his visitors? And what does he see others doing? So he is very influenced by the dwarves when they come, and what does he see them doing and saying to one another, and how they act. that makes him almost want to go on the adventure? Or what might he see that also that he doesn't like? For example, he doesn't like their manners, and that might put him off those dwarves, and they sort of frustrate him at the start, don't they, when they all keep arriving and not helping. However, there are actions they do that really influence him, as we've already spoken about, and that almost affects him and he wants to go on the adventure. He wants to be part of the party of dwarves and Gandalf. He wants to be part of the group. And then, can we please fill out that section? What does he see? And now you filled out that third section, we're going to go on to our final section. So what does he say and do? So what does he say to others? How does he behave towards others? And what does he do in public? Does he say anything that he is pleased with or that he later regrets? So how does he act? What does he say? What does he do? And how does this perhaps give across why he goes on the adventure? So can we answer all of those 4 sections and fill out that final section? What does he say and do? Now you've filled out each of those sections, you should have a really, really good looking empathy map. And I really look forward to seeing them, as does Miss Pinder White. So can you please upload those photos to Class Dojo so we can then see your amazing work. Well done for doing your learning journey today, and well done for filling out your empathy map. I'll see you tomorrow for some more learning journey work.